Hey everyone, it's Crystal Rose Insights here to do a reading today for Divine Feminine. And I'm going to do very similar reading to what I did yesterday for the Divine Masculine energies, which is I'm going to look at 3 different scenarios and 3 different types of Divine Feminine that are in the collective and messages that are coming through for 3 different types. Not types, but just different energies, because we're all at different phases of the journey and all that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the overall energy for the Divine Feminines in each of these, as well as what she's feeling in her headspace about her Divine Masculine, what she's feeling in her heart space, what she's being challenged with, and then we're going to get into some advice for each of these. So what I'm going to do is on camera, we're going to take a look at we're going to do 3 rows, and so you can do it a couple different ways. If you want, you can pick a pile that's calling to you right now, and the one that you're most drawn to, and then the messages coming through will be for you. And some of you guys, I know you like to watch all 3 because sometimes the energies can overlap a little bit, and so there's messages in all of it that are relevant. So either way, it's up to you. But before we start, we do have a green aventurine here to support the energies of this reading, and this is a wonderful stone for vitality and confidence and everything from bringing prosperity into your life and abundance, as well as healing and joy. So this is a really good stone for Divine Feminine, so that's what's wanting to be here. And a couple quick announcements as well. I want to just say a huge welcome to every one of you that's brand new here, and for those of you that have been here for a while, and for all of your wonderful comments and your kind words and your emails, and all of my clients that I do private readings for and guidance sessions for and also energy sessions for. You really are incredible souls, and I am so grateful to be able to do this work and to get to meet so many of you from all over the world. It is truly a blessing in my life, and I absolutely light up from inside when I do this work, because it's what I'm here to do. It's what I'm here to support you with, and it means the world to me when I get all of your beautiful comments and your donations and all of that. It just very, very grateful. So with that, if you want a private reading, information is going to be down below. All of the information, how to order a reading and all that. And a quick reminder that for the month of May, I've got a little fun thing I'm doing where if you order a 60-minute reading with me, or a live guidance session, or an energy session, you'll be entered in to win this brand new deck of Angel Tarot cards, which is what you see me using all the time here on this channel. And this is for those of you, unfortunately limited to those of you just in the United States, simply because of the mailing issue in terms of mailing it to you. So if you happen to order and you win, then I will arrange something else for you. But this just applies, the US thing only applies just to the special and the little giveaway that I'm doing. It doesn't mean that you can't do a reading with me. Somebody had a comment about that, so I just wanted to make that clear. So with that, we're going to get started. So, okay, the 7 of Swords just jumped out for this Divine Feminine, which this is the energy of kind of, am I being really honest with myself? Am I taking a look at what I really want? There is a bit of an energy of sneakiness, deception coming through. 7 of Swords can also just be about leaving things behind that you don't really want anymore, and just taking the things that you want. So that just jumped out. So I don't know who that's for. That might literally just be for one person. But let's see what's going on with this Divine Feminine. In fact, I'm going to move these over. And let's see what's going on. So her overall energy right now is the Devil energy. So this is the energy of releasing fears. This is the energy of illusions. Perhaps she's still trapped in her illusions of separation, because separation truly is an illusion. I know many of you guys will hear that all the time in these types of readings, and some of you might, what the heck does that mean? Separation is an illusion. We're not together. But that's actually the journey that the twin flame journey is really about, is coming into the understanding that there is no separation. Even if you're not in physical union at the moment, that you're truly not separated from your twin. You're just not. So some of you may be going through feeling like you're trapped or you're stuck, or that there's this, you know, maybe you have some temptations. Maybe you're tempted to start dating somebody else because you're just kind of over it. I don't know, but this is the overall energy for this particular divine feminine. So let's see where she is in her headspace. Okay, hold on. Let's just jump out. Let's see where she is in her headspace. We get the Ace of Pentacles. Where is she in her heart space? Five of Wands. And then what is she being challenged with right now? And we're getting the Knight of Swords. Okay. So what I'm getting here is that some of you guys are giving into some temptation. There's some sort of person around you that is being nice to you, or you're attracted to, or you're just kind of fed up with your divine masculine, potentially. There's a few scenarios coming through, but if this is sounding like, okay, forget him. He's not come around, and I'm just kind of tired of this waiting game. I'm gonna go be with somebody else. Because in your headspace, there's this new beginning in the physical plane. It's like, I'm going to start something new. There's a new endeavor in the physical plane. But when it comes to your heart space, it's causing you conflict. It's causing you the Five of Wands energy, which is the energy of you're having competing goals and conflicting desires. And it's like you want all these different things and they don't go together. So it's like, even though your head is telling you right now, yeah, forget it, I just want to move on to a new thing. He's not been doing his thing, and I'm over this, basically. Your heart is conflicted about it, because deep down your heart is your gauge. Your heart knows the truth. And so that's what's been really, really hard for you, that's what's going on, and that your head and your heart are having a battle in terms of giving up or staying or going with somebody else. And because what you're being challenged with is this Knight of Swords energy. So this is the energy here of, it's a being too impulsive and rushing into something. So you're acting impulsively, is what they just said. It's like, if this is resonating for you, what they're saying is they're not wanting you to act impulsively. They're wanting you to be a little bit more thoughtful in your decision. They're not wanting you to rush ahead too quickly. So this is kind of what's going on over here with this particular group. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through each of these piles, and then I'm going to get into the advice later. So stick around. We're going to get to the advice for each of these scenarios after I just kind of get the lay of the land for each of them. So let's get into this one here. So let's pull up another scenario here for Divine Feminines right now. Let's see where these ones are at. And so this is the Oceanic Tarot, FYI. This is the Rider-Waite, and this is the Psychic Tarot by John Holland. So let's see what's going on with this group, this particular storyline. So her overall energy is the Page of Cups. This is about imagination. This is about some communication around love. So some of you may be in this place where you have started to get more in communication with your divine masculines. There has been some communication. Maybe it's not about love in particular, like a big declaration of love, but there has been an increase in communication. Maybe there have been little texts or little signs or synchronicities, or maybe you're bumping into each other here and there more so than before if you live in the same area. But there's definitely something here about some sort of improved opening in communication. for these divine feminines. So let's see, or maybe some of you have just had your twin come back to where he's communicated to you that he wants to reopen things and see what's going on. But that's the overall energy for this. Well, let's get the other cards. We're going to pull one for where she is in her headspace. She's got the Chariot. She wants things to move forward. She's wanting them to take action. She's on board. She's ready to get things going. She's like, okay, let's do this thing. See where she is in her heart space. And her heart space is the Angel of the Ocean, which in this deck, I believe, and it's so funny, so this one's about healing. She's still in the healing heart phase. She's still in the, it's the energy of, yeah, this is the, so interesting, because all these decks do it differently. The Angel of the Ocean is really about strength and balance and healing and patience and compassion. So this is about being patient and compassionate. So in her heart space, she's definitely feeling compassion. She's understood this journey from a higher consciousness. She's not angry at her twin anymore. Not like these people. This group, which, you know, it is part of it, is kind of getting through the frustration and the resentment. So it feels like this particular group, she's kind of balanced that. She's balanced into, okay, like, yeah, I didn't like what he did. And again, or what he, meaning divine masculine, gender is irrelevant. It could be male or female, but it doesn't really, it's like, yeah, I may not like it, but I have compassion for where he is in this journey because I have compassion for myself. I have compassion for everything I've been through in this journey, which means I also have compassion for him. There's no way that she's feeling frustration at him, because then she would be being frustrated at her own journey as well. So let's see what she's currently being challenged with, this particular divine feminine. And she's being challenged with the Five of Cups and sadness. So there's probably still some element of sadness she's clearing through, even though she gets it in her heart space and having compassion and this healing energy. There is still some remnants of kind of, she's struggling with making sure that she doesn't keep focused on what's happened in the past. You know, the Five of Cups is about looking at the cups, the 3 cups that have spilled, and ignoring the 2 that are still standing. So somebody that's focused on the Knight of Cups, sorry, the Five of Cups energy and struggling with that is likely still trying to, it needs to get a little bit out of the feeling of crying over spilt milk, looking at what's happened in the past, being overly focused on it, and more focused on the present. So she's a little bit still, even though she's in a much better place and she wants to move things forward. There is this communication. It does feel like she needs to really pay attention to that. Pay attention to the instinct or to the fear-based trying to figure out what happened before. Spirit is saying that at this point, like, let's not worry about what happened before. Look at this as a brand new situation, because you're both different people now. You're not the same person you were when you first came together and now have been in a separation phase. So, you know, they're just saying, be careful not to try to understand it or process it or talk it out to ad nauseum at this stage, because right now you need to be focused on what's right in front of you, which is this communication, this new communication, this moving forward. So be focused on that. Okay, let's see what's going on with the third group. Overall energy is the third eye. So the divine feminines here are really, really opening up to understanding their connection to the divine. Through the knowledge they're getting through their third eye chakra, they're opening up, they're getting more and more synchronicities and visions and messages through their third eye. It's like they're having this awakening process happening. So that's the overall energy for these divine feminines. So there is this energy of almost opening up to a whole new world. When the third eye opens, it's like this Oh my gosh, there's so much more here than I ever understood and expected. So let's see where this particular Divine Feminine collective is in the headspace. Oh, she's at new beginnings. Exactly. She's realizing that there's more to anything that she's ever experienced before. There's more to just this three-dimensional world. This is about leap of faith. She's realizing that she's getting these intuitive hits. She wants to take this leap of faith. She's trusting that the universe is going to unfold because she's started to get these messages and she's seeing them happening in her life. She's seeing little things happening more and more and more that only confirm messages she's already gotten through her intuition and through her opening and through her awakening. And it's because of this that she in her headspace is consciously just saying, hey, I'm trusting what's happening in a way that I never have before. So let's see where she's in her heart space. And we get the Three of Cups. Happy, celebrating. Her heart is happy. Her heart is celebrating this new awakening in her. So if you feel it, I'm getting so many chills as I'm saying this. So for those of you that have just started to have this awakening, it's like your heart is singing so loudly and so happily because of this awakening you're having. It's just so beautiful. Oh my gosh. So it's like your heart is saying, you're finally catching up to where I've been all along. I've been trying to tell you. But it's a beautiful, beautiful energy. It's just that heart energy is so just exuberant right now. So let's see what this particular Divine Feminine is being challenged with right now. And she's struggling with the Eight of Pentacles, so positive movement forward. She's struggling with still learning all of this. It's learning a new skill. It's continuing to practice everything that you've learned, and this is what can happen. A lot of this has happened for some of the Divine Feminines I've been doing readings for, is that when things actually start opening and you get excited and things start turning your way, you stop doing the things that have gotten you into this place to begin with. The daily habits, the spiritual practices, the focus on your spiritual truth and your spiritual growth every day. And so it is a little bit of the challenge of trusting as well in the positive movement forward. It's a little bit of, I'm taking this leap of faith. I don't know everything. I do trust, but then there is still a little bit of, I'm not sure I fully trust. And that's okay, because you can't go from 0 to 100 like that when it comes to the trust. I mean, I shouldn't say that. It's likely possible. I'm sure it's possible. In the quantum field, anything is possible instantaneously. So Spirit corrected me on that, because that is three-dimensional linear thinking to think that it can't happen, because guess what? It can. So let's get into some advice here. I'm going to see what, first I'm going to see what each of these needs to let go of. Let's see what this first, we're going to pull 3 cards. So this first group, what do they need to surrender right now? Oh, they need to surrender to joy. Beautiful. It says the key to positive change in your life is to let joy in and savor it. Indulge in random acts of smiling. During both the hard and the easy times, keep surrendering to more joy. And Spirit is bringing this up because those of you that are in this place of frustration and resentment, you're not feeling the joy. You're feeling resentment and frustration at even the process. And so they're wanting you to get into the energy of gratitude and of joy and that vibration of joy. So even though life is difficult and hard sometimes and frustrating, it's about getting back into that energy, because if you're in the energy of joy, you're going to be bringing more of that vibration in. And more beautiful things are going to be drawn to you, and experiences and synchronicities will be drawn to the energy of joy. They're not drawn to the energy of frustration and resentment. And impulsivity, this is very fear-based. This particular group of Divine Feminine is very fear-based. And you know what? So many people start in this place or get to this place in the journey, and it's part of what you're here to learn. Okay, so because the journey is about getting out of fear and into faith. And sometimes the fear can really overtake it. So let's see what this middle section, this middle divine feminine needs to surrender. She's got to surrender to miracles. It says, be open to miracles occurring in your life. Feel and know that those events are real. Let go of any resistance and banish any doubt that miracles can happen. So those of you that are in this coming into union, recommunication, the movement happening, Spirit is wanting you to remember to surrender to miracles. Trust that miracles will come. Trust that they're going to continue to show you this. And, really let go of the need to always understand and just experience. Because sometimes we're trying to understand and wrap our heads around what happened and why did that happen and why did this happen this way and what do I need to learn? And sometimes Spirit just goes, shh, it's okay. Be quiet. You don't have to understand it. You just have to live it. Okay? And I'm getting extra chills, which means there's definitely some of you watching that's going to be a very important message for, okay? And let's see what this third group needs to surrender. Surrender to effortlessness. So they're saying, stop pushing so hard. The art of living means going with the flow instead of trying to force the river. So some of you guys that are having this opening, this third eye opening, and the, taking that movement forward, trusting that this is working out, trusting that you're embarking on this new paradigm, in this new vibration, in this new consciousness. But surrender to effortlessness, because sometimes when you've got this new, especially when you awaken, start awakening, there's an energy of trying to do it right, okay? Am I doing this right? Am I meditating right? Am I telepathically communicating to my twin correctly? How do I do it? What do I need? It's like, it's that cerebral piece of it where you're trying to make the spirituality happen through your behaviors. And that's not what the journey is. So they're saying to stop pushing so hard. What they want you to do is become an observer of the process, and be a participant in the flow. Okay? Be a participant in the flow, they're saying to me. Wow, these are such beautiful messages. This is incredible. Okay, so I'm going to get advice now from the goddesses. Actually, I'm going to do one more thing before I did get that. I'm going to do romance angel cards. So I'm going to pull a romance angel card for each of these as well. So let's see what the romance angels are saying for this first group. And those of you watching this that have been through this journey for a while, you will recognize yourself in each of these, okay? If you've been on this path for a while, you're like, oh yeah, I remember when I was in that energy. And then now you're in a different energy because you've gone further in the journey. You've learned some more things. And so, it definitely feels like this is first wave, this is second wave, and this is third wavers. In terms of the collective, because in terms of, if you're looking for that kind of, that's how it's feeling based on the energies coming through, because I have clients in all different stages in terms of their movement through this journey. And so it's just lined up so beautifully. So let's see what the romance angels have to say. Reconciliation. They're wanting you to know that this person from your past is coming back. You are frustrated, ready to move on in the physical plane. Your heart's conflicted because your heart knows this. Your heart knows this. And so that's why they're bringing this message through for you right now, is so that you aren't acting impulsively. You're not going to go and if you're making the decision to move on to somebody else and move on from the twin flame journey from a place of centeredness, that's different than if you are making that decision because you're pissed off. You're resentful, you're mad, you're like, I don't like this. He's doing this and I'm doing all this work and it's very different, but that's why they're telling you this, okay? They're reminding you that this is happening and this is real and this is part of what you're needing to go through and transmute, okay? I love that they brought that in for you. Okay, let's see what they have for the second. Yeah. They're just saying this is happening. This could be the one. You've met the romantic partner. You guys are already in this journey. The Cupids are above you. They've helped support you get here, and you are here. Is that you've now met the new partner coming back into, like I was saying earlier, you're different. You're not the same people as before, right? You're different. And so what they're saying is this version of your divine masculine is a different version, which means now you're re-meeting him in a new consciousness, and he, you. Okay, let's see what else, another message, what they want to say for this third group. Release your ex. So this is about, you know, I don't know if you're in karmic relationships or if you're not, if you're single, if you're not. What this is saying is there is an energy coming through that's important to, as part of the spiritual journey, to consciously do energy work to clear an ex, because there's times where we can intellectually be over an ex. We know that it's done. We've processed it. We've moved on. We feel like we don't feel the grief anymore. And then sometimes but yet there's still an energetic tie there, or there's still little extra energetic hook sometimes that still can remain. So this is about truly realizing that through this third eye opening, to consciously release your ex. There's healing. I do healing. I do energy sessions with people, with clients that can involve things like this. But you can just also do it on your own. You can, whether you call it cutting cords or doing a ritual of some kind, just to, you know, release him. It's important. Okay, so I'm going to get a piece of advice for each of these ladies, divine feminines, and let's see what the goddesses want to say. They're saying bodies of water. Spend time near water, such as a lake, river, or ocean, to recharge your batteries, because you're so electrically charged right now from this frustration that the water is going to be very soothing and purifying for you. Okay, very, very important. So get near bodies of water. Take an Epsom salt bath. Go swimming in the pool and just be free. Just let it go. Let that energy discharge. Okay, let's see what the message is for the second group here. Mother Earth, Maui, you're being called upon by Mother Earth. Either you have an interest in environmentalism, some of you with your mission, that's a message for you. Those of you that environmentalism or, you know, doing that as your mission isn't resonating, there is an energy of the earth supporting you, Gaia, the energy of Mother Earth helping you bring this together, because the twins being in union is supported by the divine and the earth and Gaia. It's this connection, and so she's thanking you. She's thanking you for having gone through this journey, and I'm getting major, major chills from this. So this is a very, very important message. Those of you, I'm like getting teary-eyed from this. This is so big. This is really the message that Mother Earth is saying, like, thank you. Thank you for doing all this work. Thank you for enduring. Thank you for trusting. Thank you for going through this, because we need you. Woo. Okay. That's so beautiful. Oh. And for the third group, we get Rhiannon, which is sorceress. It says you're a magical person who can manifest your clear intentions into reality. It's like you're realizing that you are so powerful, divine feminine. You have a power you never knew you had, and you're like, why didn't I know this when I was a kid? What? And you did know it when you were a kid, you just forgot. But this is about awakening the sorceress. You realize how magical you are. And this is also about realizing that you can clearly manifest your intentions into reality, because you co-create with the universe. You co-create with spirit every day, and this is the phase you're at. Again, like, I feel like if I was to summarize this, I'm feeling clearly this is phase, these are the first wavers coming into union now, or very soon to be. This is second wavers here, coming into union sooner, probably in a few months, maybe over the summer, maybe in the fall. And then this is more of the first wavers that, again, anybody can come in at different times into union. There's no, you know, There's no set dates, and there's people coming into union every day. But in general, the collective, like masses coming into union, this is more like the third wave, which is, end of the year, early next year. It's not super far off necessarily. For the collective, again, it doesn't mean that if it doesn't happen by January 2019 that it's not happening. That's not what that means. This just means there's just these waves of greater mass, a critical mass happening to help. And guys, if you're in this boat, it's going to be easier for you than it was for people that are in this boat. It's the way that it works. And it's easier, and it's going to be easier for you than the people in this boat. But for these guys, it was easier for them than it has been for these people, okay? There's just, because what happens energetically is when twins come in, I should probably do another video on this altogether because this is getting to be super long, but I feel like it's important. There's this energy of the pioneers, going through more of the hardships, because energetically when they come into union, they are grounding that light into the earth plane, into the physical plane. And when they do that, it electrifies across the earth, and more twins coming into union now are going to uplift the energy of all of the rest of humanity, including the other twins, and including the people that are not twins. They're going to, even for people that aren't even awakened, it's still going to raise the vibration. So, if you're in this boat and you're frustrated you're not here yet, be grateful, be excited for these people, send them so much love and cheer them on, because it's possible and it's happening, and these people can look back to this and go, yep, I know I was in that place. I totally was in that place, and I can feel you. I can relate to you. And these people, they're trying to tell, she's looking over here like, remember, people over here, that this is possible and it is happening, and they want you to know that. Wow. Okay, so this just blew my mind. This has been so beautiful, and I've never done a reading this way before for the Divine Feminine. So please let me know if you like this, because I feel like this flowed so beautifully and was very, very appropriate for so many of you, instead of just focusing on one collective energy. So I'd love your feedback and comments, of course, and do share. Those of you guys, I will ask you, if you feel called, that are in this group, share how you used to be here. Tell us how you kind of made it through this time, because you guys are so supportive of each other. I love it, and I see you encouraging each other. I see you saying, don't give up. This is what's happening for me. I thought that, all of a sudden things are moving. And I really, it's part of this is for you not to feel alone, okay? And I'd love to hear how you guys, how these have resonated for you. So if you'd like a private reading, please do reach out to me. The information is going to be down below. And I wish you guys so much love. Until next time, bye.